Hello, everybody, and welcome back to this website build, this local service business website that I'm building for you guys. And if you haven't watched the other 3 videos that got us to this point here, you can go ahead and click the card that's up here on the right and go to the series that we have that got us to this point. So far, what we have is our hero section here. We got our little navigation bar here, and we got our trust bar right here. So if we go back to our wireframe here that we're working off of, by the way, you can get a copy of this wireframe that we're working on that you can download for yourself so that you have a template that you can work off of. I have a link to it in the description below. So we have the above the fold area. We have the trust bar that we just did in the last video. Now we're going to do the third step, which is services overview. So what this wireframe is going to do for us is it frames it around problems, not just features. 3 or 4 cards is ideal enough to show range without overwhelming your audience. And each card links to dedicated service pages for SEO depth. Okay. So right now we're not creating those other pages right now. We are just formatting the landing page. Okay. So this is what our focus is right now. So this is just a mock-up of what we're going to do here. It's how we can help you, whether it's an emergency or planned maintenance. We've got you covered. That's what most service businesses do, unless they are a service business that is not in an emergency thing, like maybe a handyman or something like that. But if you're a plumber or you're an HVAC service or heating and air conditioning or just a water heater service and something like that, something that could be an emergency that you might need 24/7, we could put that stuff in there too. But we're going to want to put in service categories and then subcategories below those service categories. Okay. These main categories here should be the categories that your Google business profile is showing. So for instance, I am here, HVAC companies near me, which is a keyword that most businesses will rank for in their service area. So you don't need to make content that targets the near me phrase, because Google automatically will render you in the search if in fact you are optimized for HVAC. Okay. But what I'm talking about as far as service categories is like in the sponsored ads right here, you can see in their categories, HVAC services, but they also could have other categories. Like say I go to SM Mechanical Services LLC. I don't want to click on the sponsored ad because then they get charged every time I click on this. So please don't do that to people unless you actually want to use their services. So let me go to SM Mechanical, and this is their Google business profile right here. And what I'm looking for is their categories. So what I want to do is actually open it up in maps here, and I'll go to SM's, where is it? SM Mechanical right here. And it's going to show in here that their categories are furnace repair service, air conditioning contractor, air conditioning repair service, air conditioning system supplier. So these are all the categories that they're referencing in their GMB or Google business profile. Even Google isn't caught up with their own GMB name change yet. Isn't that funny? But here, their main category is HVAC contractor. But if I go to their website here, you can see that their website is not set up for conversions at all. Let me pick another website. Okay, so I did find a company, Link Mechanical Services, which is the 4th business down in the Google business profile, which they're not showing on the maps. But their website is set up with their categories correctly. They're not highlighting all of their categories, but they are highlighting at least 4 of them. If I go to the website here, you can see that they're heating, cooling, water heaters, ductless heaters, which is an air conditioning / heater unit, maintenance plans and service requests. They're not really highlighting them that well up here. And, the hero section looks good here. They have a request service. They got a clickable number right here. They have their navigation bar up here. I mean, their optimization could be a little bit better. And they don't have a trust bar down here. So their website is not really set up the right way, but this is what I'm talking about as far as having cards there with your categories. So if you could see in their Google Business Profile here, their categories: heating contractor, air conditioning contractor, air conditioning repair, furnace repair, hot water system supplier. But their main category that they're showing here is heating contractor. As you can see also in their cards here, they have heating, cooling, water heaters. So they have content, and hopefully this links to their content. Let's go see. Okay, so it does go to a page about heating. This is the way that your website should be set up. And so this is how I'm going to show you how to do this. So in our wireframe here, you can see service category 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to use this example to build out our services overview. The first thing that we're going to need, of course, is a title here for our section. We could actually click on this and have another row here, and it's going to be we can even get rid of that. We could copy this one right here, and we could just bring it down and put it in here. Okay. And then all we have to do is change the content by clicking here, going to content and text. All we have to do is change the title right here. And I'm going to change the title. I'm going to just put there how we can help. So I'm going to take this out. And then I'm going to make a space there, and I'm just going to have a paragraph text. And I'm just going to copy this, whether it's an emergency or planned maintenance, we got you covered. I'm just going to copy that, put it in there. You can put in whatever you need to put in there for your business. And I want to center that just like that. So now we have the beginning of our services overview section here. So down here, we're going to want to put probably 4 cards. So we can use this blurb section here. So since I'm finding it difficult to actually get to the gear icon that's over on the left there on the green, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the wire here. And now you can see this is the text that we have, right? How we can help. And so what I want to do is I want to make a section down below here. But I want to copy this blurb section right here because this is really what I want. And so I'm just going to go here to duplicate the row, right? And then I could take the row and I could go down here and duplicate it. And so you see the rows down here. So now if we get out of the wireframe, you can see now we have the row down here, which is a duplicate of this row up here. But everything is conducive to the tablet and to the mobile phone. So we could use this the same way. So what we want to do is now is we're going to, instead of having this in here, we're going to be putting our services in here. So we want to make this section look a little different, right? So how about if we put a background in here and we click on the gear icon there and we go to background and let's put a background color in here like we did at the top. And then also we can put an image in there. So let's go to the images here and click add an image. And I just uploaded this AC units that are right there just for our website demonstration here. Okay. This, you want to put your own images. I cannot, you need to put your own images. Don't use stock images. Okay. Because Google will know that. Your customers will know that. Use your own images. So I'm going to click on this. And as you can see, I got an alt text there, image of an AC units. You always got to make sure you have an alt text there and a title that kind of like describes what you have there as well, because that's the first thing that Google sees is the title and the image. Okay. So I'm going to upload this. Now you can see that the image is overpowering till you cannot see any of the content here. Okay, so what do we need to do? We need to put an overlay, right? Remember the overlay? And how do we do the overlay? Well, if we go to the image part right here, the background image, and you go down here to the blend, remember we clicked on that and we go to overlay. Okay, so now we have this dark overlay. So if we go back to the color part of it, and let's change this color, let's change it to maybe white. Okay. Now you can see the text, but you can't see the image back there. So this is where the opacity comes into play. So if you go down on the opacity, now you can start seeing the image there. See what I'm saying? So you can make this the way you want. You can have like a slight image of air conditioning units, that's going to make sense to this section right here. So now we want to fill in this stuff right here. So I'm going to go to this first section here, this first blurb, and I'm going to click on that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out of the background and I'm going to go to the image icon. So we have an image icon here, and I'm going to search. We're going to make this heating. Okay. So let's search for something heater. See if we can find something in here. So we don't find anything in here. So maybe we can use an element like this, okay, for heating. And what I would think, I'm going to try something different here. So let's go into the design and the image icon, and let's put it on the top this time. Okay, so that makes it a little bit better. And then we could take this icon here, and in the alignment, we could make it in the center. See if we can make it in the center. Don't want to go in the center. I want it in the center. So then I'm going to have to do a little bit of padding here. Let's see if we can get this more in the center. Okay, there we go. Just like that, right? And now we can go back to the content and then the text and then the heading here. If we go back to our wireframe, you can see it's going to be service category. So for our service category, if we're using the other company as a reference here, we could just put heating contractor, right? So we'll go back to our website and just fill this in with heating contractor. And then we want to put a little something in here. Okay, that's what I just put in there. We service your heating furnace or split ducts. Now you might want to put something. This all depends on your niche, like I say. This is just a sample. This is just training. I'm just showing you how to do this. And so when, because we used this up here, this should also convert into the mobile. So it's still going to look good on mobile. As you can see, it's in the center like it should be. You can see that the image in the background was responsive to this mobile device. And so it's going to work out really well. So we go back to the content here. And then the next category, you would put, for instance, air conditioning. So we go back over here, we'd click into this module here. We'd go back to the text. And instead of having license and insured, we could put air conditioning, which is what's in their Google Business Profile as category. So we have heating contractor, air conditioning. And if we go back to the image icon, we could put cooling or put cool. Let's see what comes up here. And we could maybe use that. And we can go back to the design and the image icon design and put it in the top. And then again, we want to put it in the center, but it won't go into the center. So we'll put it left. So we'll go down here to the image icon spacing, and we'll put a little bit of left padding in there like that. Go back to the content, into the text here, and put whatever you put in there for your service. And so then we keep on going, right? So let's do this one here. And the next one might be, if we go here, let's see, hot water system, HVAC contractor. So I'll put in here, let's see, go to text, HVAC contractor. Go to the image icon, HVAC. So there's nothing there. Let me use that icon there. Go back to the design. Image icon, one on the top. Then we go down here to the image spacing, give some, make it to the left here, and then give it some spacing in the center. And then go to the content, to the text. And then down here, I put, and we can use that icon, go to design, image. We want it to the top. We also want it to the left, and we want the spacing to be more in the center, like that. And then back to the content and the text. And then you just put in here, okay, something like that, okay? And that's how you create, your services overview section. It's very simple to do. You can click here, You could also in the bottom here, or you could add another module here, and you could either make it a button module or you could make it a call to action module. So if you put a text module in there, it could look like this. And then you could have a link to your page. Or what you could do, another thing that you could do here is you could add another module and make it a button. And the button, it could say, read more. So there's different things that you can do down here to get them to go to your pages. Okay. So, again, add another module here. I'll put a button there. And how you would link these is here, it says link, right? And you would put the link to the page that talks about HVAC contractor, here about air conditioning, here, read more. If I go to this one here, you can see that there's also a link. So here's the text right here, read more, right? And then you can go to the link and then you could put the link right here. Always make sure it goes into a new tab, okay? Make sure you do that. But that's where you would put the link to the page. So just for ha-has, let me finish this one out by putting another text module there. And I just put read more. See, there's the link. So that's where you can put the link. Make sure that it goes into a new tab. Just put the link there, okay? So this is how you could set up this section right here. Now, like I said, if you want to see this from the beginning, click on the card that's up in the right-hand corner right now and go to the series where you can see the first video up until we get to this point, okay? I mean, once we get here, it should be fairly easy for you, but you can see how we do this, right? With that said, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and subscribe down there so that you can see videos as I drop them, which pertains to Divi 5. This is what we're working in here, Divi 5, where I show you how to build websites and do SEO. Okay, this is all about SEO, what we're doing right here with these local service business pages. And like I say, you can make this whatever you want to your own business. Okay, you can make it whatever you want. Also, if you like this content, go ahead down there and click the like button. Okay, give me a thumbs up and share this content with anybody you think will get any value out of it. So I'll see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Take care. God bless, and we'll see you later.